Have you ever wondered what would happen if the Earth stopped spinning? Picture this. The Earth, our beautiful blue planet, spinning on its axis like a top. It's a sight we're all familiar with, yet we seldom pause to reflect on the implications of this seemingly mundane yet crucial aspect of our world. It's an underrated wonder, the spinning Earth. Our planet's rotation is a cosmic metronome, ticking away the hours of our days and nights. Every 24 hours the Earth makes a full rotation, giving us the familiar pattern of day and night. This rotation also gives us our time zones, allowing us to coordinate our lives around the globe. But the effects of Earth's rotation go beyond simply dividing our days. The spinning Earth also gives rise to the Coriolis effect, a phenomenon responsible for the patterns of our weather systems. This is why hurricanes in the northern hemisphere rotate counterclockwise, and why they spin clockwise in the southern hemisphere. Moreover, the Earth's rotation influences the distribution of life across our planet. Many animals and plants have evolved to thrive in the specific conditions created by our planet's spin. From the rhythms of our sleep to the migration of birds, the rotation of the Earth is woven into the very fabric of life itself. Yet, despite its profound impact, we often take the Earth's rotation for granted. We rarely stop to consider how deeply our lives are intertwined with this celestial dance. It's like the beating of our hearts or the rhythm of our breath. Always there, always essential, yet largely unnoticed. But what if it all came to a halt? What if the Earth, for some reason, just stopped spinning? What would happen to our world, and to us? Understanding the importance of Earth's rotation sets the stage to imagine a world where it suddenly stops. The thought might seem far-fetched, even absurd, but sometimes it's in contemplating the absurd that we gain a deeper appreciation for the reality we inhabit. And in this case, it just might help us see our spinning planet in a whole new light. The moment Earth stops spinning, the atmosphere doesn't. Can you imagine the consequences? Suddenly, our planet's tranquil existence is shattered, as if we've woken a sleeping giant. The atmosphere, you see, is like a passenger in a car, accustomed to moving at a certain speed. If the car, or in this case Earth, suddenly stops, the passenger, our atmosphere, continues its forward momentum. The result? Catastrophic winds. Now let's put this into perspective. The most powerful hurricane winds on record clocked in at just over 200 miles per hour. These winds are destructive, yes, but they're a mere whisper compared to the gales that would be unleashed if our planet stopped its rotation. Our atmosphere, still moving at the same speed as before, would whip around the Earth at over 1,000 miles per hour. That's nearly 5 times the speed of sound. Picture, if you will, the most destructive tornado you can imagine. Now magnify that image 1,000-fold. That's the kind of wind we're talking about. These winds wouldn't just flatten cities and forests. They'd scour the surface of the Earth, eroding mountains, redirecting rivers, and fundamentally reshaping our planet's landscape. Oceans would be whipped into a frenzy, with waves reaching unimaginable heights. And the sky, usually our shield, becomes a weapon. The once friendly clouds transform into deadly projectiles, hurling rain, hail, and debris at devastating speeds. The serene blue sky would be replaced by a maelstrom of chaos and destruction. So, what happens to life as we know it? Well, in the face of such violent winds, survival becomes a Herculean task. The very air we breathe becomes a destructive force. With the world plunged into chaos by these winds, things are just beginning to get dire. In the blink of an eye, our world transforms from a haven of life into a hostile alien landscape. And remember, this is just the start. As we'll see, a non-spinning Earth presents even more challenges that we would have to overcome. Ever thought of living in a world with just one continent and one ocean? Seems like an unlikely proposition, doesn't it? But if the Earth stopped spinning, that's exactly what we'd be facing. The Earth's rotation is responsible for the distribution of land and water across its surface. The centrifugal force generated by rotation pushes matter away from the axis of rotation towards the equator. So, if the Earth were to stop spinning, this force would no longer be at play, and gravity would take the reins. Gravity, being stronger at the poles, would pull the oceans towards them. Over time, the waters would migrate from the equatorial region to the polar regions, creating 2 massive polar oceans. And what about the land? Well, it would be left behind, forming a giant supercontinent wrapped around the equator. Imagine this: a single enormous landmass stretching from what we now know as the North Pole, all the way to the South Pole. It's a concept straight from a science fiction novel. And surrounding this supercontinent, a single vast ocean, like a colossal moat encircling the world. This shift in geography would be far from benign, though. It would bring about a drastic alteration in our planet's climate. The equatorial supercontinent, deprived of the moderating influence of nearby oceans, would likely become a desert wasteland. Meanwhile, the polar oceans, receiving less sunlight, could turn into icy wastelands. Life would need to adapt in unprecedented ways. Entire ecosystems would collapse and new ones would emerge. Species that once thrived might find themselves on the brink of extinction, while others, better suited to the new conditions, could flourish. So, living in a world with just one continent and one ocean wouldn't just be about getting used to a new map. It would involve navigating a radically different climate and a completely transformed biosphere. This new geographical layout would drastically alter life as we know it. Imagine a world with boiling days and freezing nights. As startling as it sounds, this could be our reality if the Earth stopped spinning. Our planet as we know it is a realm of balance, a delicate interplay of heat and cold. But if the Earth ceased its rotation, this balance would be shattered, leading to a world of extremes. During the day, the side of the Earth facing the sun would be subjected to its relentless, unending heat. Without the relief of night, temperatures would skyrocket, transforming landscapes into vast, scorched deserts. The relentless solar radiation would make the surface uninhabitable, with temperatures soaring far beyond anything we experience today. It's a world where the word day loses its meaning, replaced instead by an unending, searing heat wave. But what about the other side of the Earth? The side forever hidden from the sun? Here, a different kind of extreme would prevail. The perpetual night would plunge this side into a deep freeze. The lack of sunlight would cause temperatures to plummet drastically, creating a frigid, icy wasteland. As the warmth of the sun becomes a distant memory, this part of the Earth would become a frozen, lifeless expanse. This stark contrast of temperature extremes would also drastically affect our weather systems. The intense heat on the sun-facing side would cause air to rise, creating high-pressure zones, while the cold on the opposite side would lead to low-pressure areas. This imbalance could give rise to violent, unpredictable storms, making the already harsh conditions even more inhospitable. In this world of temperature extremes, the conditions for life as we know it would be drastically altered. The severe heat and cold would make large parts of the Earth uninhabitable, forcing life to adapt or perish. Navigating this extreme climate would be a test of survival, a challenge like no other. In this extreme climate, survival becomes a daunting challenge. What if one day you looked up at the sky and saw no stars? A question that might sound like poetic musing, but in fact, it's a very real possibility if the Earth were to stop spinning. Now, let's delve into this a bit deeper. The Earth's magnetic field, often referred to as the planet's shield, is generated by the spinning of its core. This invisible force field not only protects us from harmful cosmic radiation, but also plays a vital role in making the celestial bodies visible to us. Imagine the Earth as a giant dynamo. The spinning iron core creates electric currents which in turn generate our magnetic field. But if the Earth stopped spinning, the dynamo would cease. No more electric currents, no more magnetic field. What happens next is a bit like turning off a giant city's lights. The stars, the galaxies, the nebulae, all those celestial bodies we've come to know and love, would slowly fade from view. The night sky would become a dark, empty canvas. The loss of our magnetic field would mean a loss of the aurora borealis and aurora australis, those beautiful natural light shows at the poles. These phenomena are the result of solar winds interacting with our magnetic field. No magnetic field, no breathtaking light show. And it's not just about the beauty of the night sky. The magnetic field also acts as a shield against solar winds and cosmic radiation. Without it, these harmful radiations could strip away our atmosphere, leading to drastic changes in our climate, and making life as we know it a lot more challenging. A sky without stars is just the start, as life without a magnetic field has far greater implications. So next time you gaze up at the stars, spare a thought for our planet's spin and the magnetic field it creates, for it truly is an unsung hero in our everyday lives. Without the magnetic field, Earth becomes an easy target for solar radiation. The magnetic field is Earth's invisible guardian, a shield that protects us from the harsh radiation of the sun and cosmic rays. It's a complex and dynamic system, a product of the planet's molten iron core, which churns and flows in patterns that generate this protective field. But what happens if this shield were to disappear? The loss of the Earth's magnetic field would expose all life to higher levels of radiation. This wouldn't just mean a higher risk of sunburn. It would make the surface of the Earth inhospitable to most forms of life. High-energy particles from the sun, known as solar wind, could strip away the ozone layer, which protects us from harmful ultraviolet radiation. This could lead to increased rates of skin cancer and other diseases in humans, and could harm or even wipe out many species of plants and animals. But the effects wouldn't stop there. The solar wind could also strip away Earth's atmosphere, making it more like Mars, a planet with a very thin atmosphere and no magnetic field. Without an atmosphere, the Earth would be a barren, lifeless world, exposed to the harsh conditions of space. The loss of the atmosphere would also mean the loss of the air we breathe, and the pressure that keeps our bodies intact. In this extreme scenario, water would no longer be able to remain liquid on the Earth's surface, evaporating into space and taking with it the possibility of life as we know it. This is a grim picture, but it's important to remember that this is a hypothetical scenario. The Earth's magnetic field has been in place for billions of years, and while it has weakened and reversed its polarity many times in the past, there's no indication that it will disappear completely anytime soon. With radiation exposure becoming a norm, life on Earth faces an unprecedented threat. But for now, we can rest assured, knowing that our planet's magnetic field continues to serve as our shield, protecting us from the harsh realities of space. In a world without rotation, what becomes of life? It's a tantalizing question, isn't it? Life as we know it is a testament to the tenacity and adaptability of nature. Life has found ways to flourish in the most extreme conditions, from the hottest deserts to the freezing poles, from the highest mountains to the deepest ocean trenches. But imagine a world where the sun never sets or never rises, where the climate is taken to the extremes, and the protective shield of the magnetic field is stripped away. In such a world, could life still find a foothold? The answer is a resounding maybe. Life, as resilient as it is, may find a way to adapt and survive. In the perpetual twilight zone, a narrow band between the scorching heat and the freezing cold, life might still exist. Organisms that can withstand extreme temperatures, like extremophiles, might become dominant. Plants, crucial for oxygen production, might evolve to adapt to the new light conditions. Perhaps they would evolve to become more like fungi, growing in the dim light and consuming decaying organic matter. Aquatic life, on the other hand, might fare better. The oceans would still remain, and life within them might be shielded from the harsh surface conditions. The deep sea, already a world of perpetual darkness, might be largely unaffected, but let's not forget about us humans. Our ingenuity and adaptability have allowed us to survive and thrive in a variety of conditions. New technologies could be developed to protect us from radiation, produce food, and generate power. Life after the stop, as we can see, would look radically different, but it's not entirely impossible. While the scenario of Earth stopping its spin is highly hypothetical, it reminds us of the delicate balance that allows life to thrive on our planet. It's a gentle reminder of our planet's intricate systems and how even the smallest change can have far-reaching effects. So let's continue to appreciate and protect this spinning world we call home. It's been a whirlwind journey into a world without rotation. We've explored the unimaginable, from catastrophic winds that would reshape our world map, to a world of extreme climates. We've delved into the loss of Earth's magnetic field, our protective shield against cosmic radiation, and pondered what life might look like after the stop. In all these hypothetical scenarios, it's clear that Earth's rotation plays a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance that allows life as we know it to thrive. This ceaseless spin keeps our climate stable, our magnetic field active, and our days and nights in a rhythmic cycle. In the grand cosmic ballet, our spinning Earth isn't just a spectacle. It's a life-sustaining dance, a balance of forces that has allowed life to evolve and flourish over billions of years. So the next time you watch the sun rise or set, remember, it's all thanks to the Earth's ceaseless spin.